Welcome back to First Take. After falling very short against the Knicks over the weekend, Nuggets star Jamal Murray has been listed as questionable for tonight's game in OKC. Murray left Friday's game after grabbing his left ankle. You see him getting helped off there, and he never returned to the game. The Nuggets tied their largest home loss in franchise history on Friday against the Knicks. In their last 5 games, Denver is 2-3. They've gone 15-16 since the start of the new year, which the bottom half of the league in win percentage over that span. The Nuggets have lost 3 out of their last 5, albeit all against playoff teams. But nonetheless, the worry level is where for Denver, Wendy?
Look, they're not in a good place, but before their entire team took turns getting hurt, this team was showing its teeth. And I still think that team is in there. Now, if you're asking me to guarantee that they're going to get back to that by the end of the season, I, of course, can't guarantee that. They just get Aaron Gordon back from a hamstring injury on Friday, and immediately Jamal Murray gets hurt. But that game, they at least started their actual intended starting lineup at the beginning of the season, a team that is 8-2 when it starts and finishes a game walking upright, which, as you can tell, has barely happened. You know, the real basis of this is that Nikola Jokic has not looked like the MVP. He's looked great, but, you know, before he hurt his knee, he was having arguably one of the greatest statistical seasons of the modern era. And since he came back from that injury, he's just not quite been the same. And not just because of the knee, but he's dealing with a wrist injury. And you've seen his three-point shooting go from the best in his career basically to fall off a cliff. So if he is able to get healthier, and if they get Jamal Murray healthy, and they're still waiting on Peyton Watson to come back, those are some ifs. I still think this team can win 3 rounds in the West. I would not say they're my favorite right now, but I still think they're very, very formidable. And they're facing a very tough week right now, Shay. I am going to admit that this take could look rough by the end of the week because they're in Oklahoma City tonight. Then they go to San Antonio later this week. They go to Los Angeles later this week. They got another back-to-back. Oh, yeah, the Rockets on Wednesday. I admit that this week could continue to be rough because if you saw Aaron Gordon play on Friday, yes, he was on the court. He did not look good. And you've got Jamal Murray now with the ankle, and you've still got Jokic coming back. But I still trust that this team has a ceiling that they can reach at the highest level.
Vince, what do you think?
I'm concerned. I am very concerned, Shay, Wendy, Steve. At some point, you have to have some connective tissue. At some point, you have to have some equity with your starting five out there. And think about this. They are the best offensive rated team in the league. And to Wendy's point about Jokic, Jokic is only shooting 30% from 3 since coming back from that knee injury. He's not going to take any more time off. He can't afford to. Jamal Murray is going to miss time, and the concern was going to be that he was going to start wearing down because we've seen that happen before in the playoffs. If you don't get your 5 best players on the floor and get some level of continuity before the playoffs, you're going to find yourself in the play-in. They're only 2 games ahead of the Phoenix Suns for 6th. So while they're looking up at 3 and saying, you know what, we can get to 3, we can play San Antonio in round 2 and find ourselves in a dogfight with a team that has never been to the NBA playoffs, they're also not that far away from staring at a play-in appearance, which would be a total disaster given how they want to walk into the postseason. They have 7 players, Stephen A., that shoot over 40% from 3. That makes them by far the most explosive and dangerous offensive team. And even though Jokic is still the best player in the game, if he's not completely healthy, if they are worn down, I have a hard time seeing them win 3 playoff series.
Stephen A., do you agree with them? This is concerning.
Vinny, Wendy, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, ashamed. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? You really, really should. I mean, I would like to remind you two aficionados covering the NBA. Do I need to pull out tape, Wendy, of how many times you've implored the world to calm down? Just wait. And you've brought up his history and historical reference to what people have done.
That's how I roll.
This is Nikola Jokic. The matter with y'all? This is Jamal Murray, who, by the way, is averaging 25 a game. He hurt his ankle, y'all. He hurt his ankle. He going to be out. You know what that means, him being out? He's going to be rested. He's going to be rested. He ain't going to wear down. So granted, he ain't there now, but that means he'll have fresher legs come playoff time. Once his ankle hits, he'll have to get his conditioning. He'll have enough time to get his conditioning going come playoff time. If I sat up there and I said to you, Wendy, and I said to you, Vinny, look, y'all, they're going to struggle right now. But come playoff time, Jokic and Murray are going to be healthy with their legs under them, and they'll be ready. What you going to say then? What you going to say then? You know good and damn well you ain't going to count them out against anybody. Anybody. Aaron Gordon didn't play a game. Aaron Gordon hasn't played a game since January 23rd. He come back and say, what are we going to say? He looked bad. Well, damn. He been out damn near 2 months. He been out 2 months. Shows up for a game the other night, shoots 1 of 7 from the field, 3 points. Is that the Aaron Gordon you know? Is that the Aaron Gordon that you know, that you think he's going to shoot 1 for 7 and score 3 points? Really? Really? Stop it. You know who this is who Denver is. I'm not sitting here and telling you they're going to win the championship because I think Oklahoma City is superior. I just think they're those dudes. Wembanyama is out of this world. 7'5", and watching him last night with the skills in the open court, my God. I mean, it's just not fair. I'm looking at this brother right here. He's going to win. He's going to win a league MVP, several actually. He's going to win a Defensive Player of the Year as far as I'm concerned this year. San Antonio is going to win a few championships with that brother before all is said and done. We get it. But when you look at Denver right now, I'm looking at a guy like Murray who closes. I'm looking at a Jokic who closes. I'm looking at an Aaron Gordon who never lets you down when it really, really counts, as long as he's healthy. Come on, y'all. We can't be reacting in March. March? That's what we doing? It ain't May. And what are y'all doing? Don't fall for that. This is Nikola Jokic. This is what we talking about here. He can't jump onto a curb. He can't jump onto a curb, and you can't stop him. And you can't stop him. Jamal Murray has been how many years when he wasn't an all-star? How many times in big moments, especially come playoff time, has this brother closed you out? Come on, y'all. Stop acting like we don't know. Let's stop this nonsense. We worried. That's them. These ain't novices. They playing for May and June.
Maybe they're saying
come on.
They're worried about the injuries catching up.
They didn't say the injuries, but they didn't say that. They're talking about, I'm looking at the team, I'm looking at the Western Conference, I'm looking at this, all right. But stop it. Stop it. If they healthy, they're going to be all right.
Well, right now
I said they have to get on the floor together, Stephen A.
Well, listen. Of course, health changes everything.
They now are 6th in the West. I'm sure we'll revisit this later on at the end of the week. After the break, the Lakers beat the Knicks. Don't miss what we have to say about both squads after yesterday's very surprising result. Maybe it was just the time change. That's next. Right now, is it possible this young squad could potentially hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy? The Spurs on a roll.